What's up, guys? This is Eo Speaks back again with another video. And in this video title, I want to talk about will Russell Westbrook have triple-double fever with playing with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I want to title that video like that because I want to see how this incarnation of the big three with Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, and how's that going to work moving forward. I know that, LeBron James and Westbrook and AD, they all sat down, talked with each other before the season started, and they was going to try to orchestrate a trade to get Westbrook to LA, and then it worked, it happened. But now that it's here, and now, how are they going to work moving forward? Is it going to work? How's the chemistry going to look? What's many factors that's going to play into it? Because you already know with three stars on one team, somebody's stats are going down. And in my personal opinion, based on what I see, I think Westbrook's stats are going to go down precipitously playing for the Lakers. LeBron James is always going to get his stats, and AD's a stat monster, so he's always going to get his. But I think Westbrook is going to be the third man out as regards to his play style and how he's going to fit with the Los Angeles Lakers. Already, I don't see him being as a great fit for the Los Angeles Lakers. But if he could acclimate himself into the system of the LeBron James system, then it might work. But I don't see that happening. I feel like Westbrook is just too long in the tooth in terms of his play style. He plays exactly like LeBron James, except less efficient, and he makes bad decisions in the clutch. Down in the fourth quarter, he just makes terrible decisions. And I don't see that gelling well with LeBron James. And on top of that, he's just an inefficient shooter, good passer. His rebounds, he could get 10 rebounds, but you could tell some of the rebounds was forced. Like his teammates were letting him get the rebounds so he could get the triple-double. And then some of his assists were forced assists. He's not getting natural assists where he's actually helping his team. He's getting those forced assists to accumulate stats. And I don't have a problem with that, but that doesn't gel well with the offense playing basketball, like true, real basketball, where you're trying to elevate your teammates, not just yourself. And that's why I feel like this might not work in terms of this incarnation of a big three. But, LeBron James has done things I've never seen before. And he made certain players, play to their full potential to benefit him. So he doesn't elevate players to their full potential to be as good as they could be. He benefits them to play to his full potential. Now, as regards to Westbrook, will he have triple-double fever? Will he feel like he needs an average of triple-double? And I don't see that happening with this team because his reboundings are going to drop precipitously. As regards to Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they're all going to average their typical rebounds 7. Anthony Davis probably going to get 10, 8, 9 rebounds. And then on top of that, they have Dwight Howard either starting or coming off the bench, so he's going to get his rebounds. So Westbrook is not going to be emphasized on the rebounds. And then when it comes to assists, I'm pretty sure that LeBron James is going to be the point man of this team. So majority of the assists are going to come from him. If I were LeBron, I'll make his point total go down just a little bit, increase the assists to elevate the team. But as regards to that, Westbrook, I think his assist numbers are going to go down. The only thing that's probably maybe might stay consistent or go down would be his point average. But again, all his numbers, I think, throughout the board are going to go down. But if it helps benefit the team, then I think that's what's best that he's going to have to do that so they can win and possibly win a championship. And then I feel like the only person's numbers who's probably not going to change is Anthony Davis. They just hope that he could stay healthy for the rest of the season. I think LeBron James, his stats, I don't think his stats are going to go down throughout his whole career. Playing with Cleveland the first time, going to Miami, coming back to Cleveland, and then go to LA, his usage rate stayed exactly the same. It hasn't changed one bit. So I don't see that happening anytime soon, even if he's in year 19. This season. So Westbrook is going to have to take the most sacrifice for this thing to work, especially with the plethora of superstar talent that he played with throughout his whole career, with James Harden and Kevin Durant in OKC, then going over when Kevin Durant left, he played with, I'm not going to count Carmelo Anthony because he was a little bit over the hill at that point, but I will count Paul George at that time. He had an Oladipo, and then after that, they sent him to Houston to play with James Harden. That didn't work, and then he went over to Washington to play with Bradley Beal, and that didn't work. And now he's in LA right now playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So this is his last chance to win a championship, or he's going to be known as Mr. Triple Double. First ballot Hall of Famer, talented, but just wasn't able to win a championship. There's a lot of flaws that comes with Russell Westbrook, but he makes up for it in other ways. But in terms of playoff and just winning like intangibles, Westbrook doesn't have that. And I want to see how LeBron James can make this thing work. LeBron James been talking a lot of shit on IG, Twitter, etc., saying they don't think we could do this. They don't think it's gonna work. He's been showing pictures of him in the gym, showing pictures of him at Westbrook, working out in Las Vegas during the Summer League games, saying that they're in the lab and all this nonsense, which is great, building chemistry, trying to prove to doubters that, you guys are putting in work. But I don't want to hear no more talking. I want to see that chemistry that y'all been building in the lab on the court. I want to see how y'all gonna make this work. What type are you practicing? Because we both know that Westbrook and LeBron James are not good free throw shooters. I want to know how those free throws demons are going to affect them during like crucial games during the season, in playoffs, how that's going to work, and the coaching scheme that they're going to play to revolve Westbrook in the LeBron James system and how he's going to acclimate himself in the system. Because we already know wherever team LeBron goes to, it's the LeBron James system, nothing else. So Westbrook has got to get in to fit in to make this thing work. And if they don't, he's going to get majority of the blame for this. I guarantee it, he's going to get majority of the blame. So he has to make this thing work. This is his last chance. If he does it, he's going to get all the scrutiny like he did in OKC. And they're going to say Westbrook is just a player that nobody could play with. Great talent, great acquisition, but you can't win a big one with him because he lacks the basketball IQ and the winner's intangibles to take his team over the top. Because he had one of the worst playoff performances in the finals in 2012 with the OKC Thunder versus Miami Heat. And people who remember that series didn't forget that. And that's what part of the reason why Kevin Durant left OKC in 2016 to go to the Warriors and win the 2 championships with them, because he felt like he couldn't win a championship with Westbrook. And he was right to do that, regardless of the situation, how he felt about the move. It was soft, it was weak, whatever, but he made the right decision. Because I know for sure if he had stayed in OKC with Russell Westbrook, they would have never win a championship with that team. Even though they were talented to win a championship, they just didn't have the right basketball IQ to win that team. And when you have Westbrook as your point guard making the decisions in the clutch, turning over the ball, shooting inconsistent like that, then that's a recipe for disaster right there. So those are my thoughts and opinions on it. I just want to know, will Russell Westbrook get triple-double fever? Will he acclimate himself to the LeBron James system? Will this work? Will this big three crash or burn? Because, we already know LeBron James is about to be 37. Anthony Davis is an old 28, 29. Russell Westbrook is an old 32. They're getting older. They're not like young spring chickens. If this was like 5 years ago, then this would have been title favorites. But, that's just what I think about the situation. Will it work? Will it not? Let me know in the comment section down below. This is EO Speaks Out.